Hola, bon dia, friends. Colemanson here with the Good Morning Portugal show from expatsportugal.com. And of course, if you go to our website, and let me show you that now, actually. Jennifer's here. I'll tell you a story about Jennifer in just a moment, who's joining me for Feel Good Friday. But let me just very quickly show you the countdown. There it is. Look, 13 days, 14 hours, and 57 minutes. A handy countdown timer to 2021 when we put 2020 behind us. And I'm sure there's many people who wish to do that. And of course, it's the countdown to the UK leaving the EU as well. What an incredible time in human history this is. 1 week to go, of course, as well, until Christmas Day this time next week. On the Friday, sexta-feira, what is it? 18 December, Dezembro 2020, currently as we speak. Tudo bem as well. If I continue with my Portuguese, tudo bem? Como estás? Do let me know how you're feeling, how you're doing in the comments. Maybe even let us know how you're planning to spend this unusual Christmas. You know, it is the most unusual. It's the most wonderful time of the year and the most unusual circumstances in which we're celebrating it, right? So do let me know how you're doing. Everyone's a bit quiet. I think this happens on a Friday. It's like, Friday, the weekend's here, tiring week. What with one thing and another. So can I have a few thumbs? Maybe you can't hear me. Maybe it's a repeat of what happened earlier on in the week when I was sat here talking to myself for 5 minutes. So can I have a few thumbs just to know you're all fine and well, and likes or whatever, any emoticon you choose to use that sums up your mood at the moment, fire them off right now, please, if you will. And the funny thing about this morning is I went to see if my guest Jennifer Barraccu was joining me, and she said, I saw in our messages 9:30, yes, and I'm like, what? No, 9 o'clock. Please join me at 9 o'clock, Jennifer. But I see she is here now, limbering up. It looks like in the countryside. Are you there, close to nature as we would expect from you, HoliHealthy's Jennifer Barraccu? How are you this morning? Tudo bem?
I'm here, Carter, to the BAME. I've just button. There I am. Hi.
You're definitely here. You're definitely here. I'm doing some nice visual effects for us as well. How are
Yeah, I
you?
don't know what's it is. Yeah, I'm good. I'm a bit surprised now because as I remember your link yesterday, yeah, was for 9:30, wasn't it?
I don't know. Well, the funny thing
Yes.
was it. I'm so sorry if that's the case. I don't know what that must have been my mistake because I never
So
start the show at 9:30. So I don't know what
yeah, and
happened
I
there.
was wondering. See, I myself had such a hassle with this post. I wanted to announce us both this morning, yeah, starting
Oh,
really feel good Friday. And
oh dear.
then I shared the wrong post. Then I had the right post, and then I announced it for 9 o'clock. And then I saw in your link it was 9:30, and I was like, "Oh, so when is it actually now?" So I'm glad we're here, Carl.
I'm
Doesn't
glad to hear.
matter. We
And that
made it.
Yes, there you go. That's the spirit. That's what you're all about, as far as I'm concerned. As from my little knowledge of you, but and all the stuff I've made up about you in my mind is that you help people find their inner peace, zen, and well-being. So a little
Yeah,
spanner in the works like we've had this morning was a little bit of a test for us both, wasn't it, to see how well we could cope with stress. I think we've done quite
and
well.
I think so too.
Very good.
Despite this transpiration here, because I put
Oh, I'm
on the
so
heater
sorry.
this morning, and no, 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 no. All good, Carl. It's good for the circulation, you know. It's good for
Okay.
the body, gets me going in the morning, so don't worry at all. It's all good.
All right.
It's just
Fantastic.
for
Well,
it's just for the
let's say
audience who has to watch it now, huh? Ooh,
Okay, well let's let you compose yourself there while we have a look at the weather and say a
cool.
few good mornings. We've had a lovely flow of emoticons this morning. Gail Lynn is here. Bon dia to you, Gail. Hannah, hi Hannah. Hannah's here. I think in London. Um, Saying I can. So I can. That's a very positive affirmation. I can. I imagine it's I can or she can hear us, which is good. But yes, the I can attitude is very good, Hannah. Looking forward to Christmas, I think. She's blowing us a kiss and sending us a virtual present. Michelle Castroveira is here as well. Good morning to you, Michelle. I'm not sure, I can't see that emoticon very close up, but I'm sure it's a lovely one. Bon dia from Joel Safiro. Good morning to you in Porto. How's it up there this morning? Jackie D'Souza is here with 2 thumbs as well. and I think one of your friends. Hey, lovely Jenny. And okay, so let's have a quick look at that weather, shall we? Now, for the weekend, I'm going to go with, well, my guess of rain. I think is what's going to happen this weekend. But let's take a look and see for ourselves. There we go on the screen now. Should you wish to see it yourself? Oh, Penny's here. Penny, up nice and neat, bright and breezy, nice and early. Bon dia to you, Penny. We were together last night for the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club. So very impressive to see you. And Gary from the Wine Club as well. These people are responsible drinkers. Bon dia to you, Gary. Bon dia to you, Penny, over there in the UK. Let's check out this weather then. Look, I've got weather all over the country. The great thing about last
Ooh.
night's wine was it was from Trás-os-Montes, up there through the mountains in the northeastern corner of Portugal, where few dare to tread. And they have their own language up there, or it's the official second language, I think, of Portugal, Mirandês, and as well as a strange bagpipe instrument and wine that is kept underground, apparently in the Napoleonic Wars, to save the wine from the Napoleonic invaders. They hid the wine underground, and they still do it to this day. It's called the Vinho dos Mortos, like the dead wine that gets buried under the ground, but it supposedly improves its flavor. Anyway, 8 degrees and overcast in Lisbon at the moment, and the forecast is for rain. Although, look at that, 16 degrees. Can't go wrong. Couple of days today and tomorrow at 16, and then possibly a little bit of sun on Sunday for you there in the capital. The pre-Christmas weekend, Porto, 11 degrees and overcast, and similarly, yeah, but 15 degrees both today and tomorrow, but a rainy weekend, I'm afraid, in Porto. Coimbra, 9 degrees and overcast, 16 the high today, and 16 tomorrow, but rainy days both today and tomorrow, and a rainy weekend, I'm afraid. A rainy Sunday. Faro, however, 16 degrees, some sun, bit cloudy today, 9 degrees currently, 16 the high, 17 tomorrow, and a lovely sunny 16 on Sunday. So you got a sunny weekend, a sunny Sunday anyway, down there in Faro to look forward to. Talking of looking forward to things, I believe, as I recall, you're German, aren't you, Jennifer or Jenny?
Yeah,
Can I call you Jenny now? Do
you
we
can
know
call
each
me Inge if you want.
Inge? Okay,
Just kidding.
I know. I know
Yeah.
that traditionally, Christmas is very important to German people. You celebrate on the Christmas Eve, is that right? You don't.
Yeah. All the Germans usually do. Yeah. But me, yeah. I don't. But yeah, 24th is in Germany. Yeah. 24th the evening.
Okay. All right. And so
Mm.
have you adapted your plans then as a German person coming to Portugal, or do you take a more pagan approach? Will you be celebrating on the solstice instead on Monday?
Yes, exactly. So that's
Well,
more
go on.
my day. That's more my day of celebrating and letting go of the old year, honestly. And a reason why I came to Portugal is that I'm not forced to spend Christmas with my family anymore. not not that I wouldn't love to, but it's always this. I love to see them any day in the year. It doesn't necessarily has to be Christmas. When there's a big rabbit on the table, I don't like to eat anyway, and everybody's is forced. Okay, I got to give something for Christmas. I know I'm getting this, so I need something about the same value. That is really ridiculous for me. All this, yeah, I got to give you a present only to feel good for myself, not because I really want to give you it, only so I feel good because you might give me something. I'm not sure. We haven't really talked about it. So
Okay. I love it. I love in the sound of this. So you're cutting through the BS, the traditional BS of Christmas, and enjoying it in your own way. And moving to Portugal has been quite a good way to sidestep all that malarkey by the sound of it.
absolutely, yeah. And I think I know it's so hard for so many people this year not being able to see their families. I
Yeah.
know I just came back from walking my dogs, and I saw our neighbor as well, and we were just talking really, really quickly. And I saw she was really close to tears.
Oh
It's
dear.
tough. It's
Yeah.
really tough for so many people. It was a tough year anyway, and it's tough for Christmas. But I said to her as well, we're all connected in our hearts, and it
Yeah.
might be a good time for us to go inside and do a little introspection.
Yes.
Be thankful for what we have, because even though we're all in the shit, I've just been thinking this morning, what am I most thankful for? And it's plenty things. You wake up in a really nice, warm, and cozy bed where you don't really
Yeah,
want to get out. You wake
yeah,
up, that's the first thing.
yeah. That's something to be thankful for, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you do wake up again, you're still breathing. There is actually, you tick the box of everything you need.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, and we can forget that, can't we? With the hurly burly of the world and the demands of the
Mm,
world, we can forget about the basics, and that's what I know. You know, that to me, that's what I understand you're all about is the basics. Is about nature. Is about going
mm,
back to, like you say, what we can be truly grateful and thankful for, and then this whole layer of human stuff comes down. I mean, because that's the experience I think for a lot of people. I speak from my own experience there, unless I give myself a good talking to. You wake up in the morning, and instead of lying there and thinking, I am blessed, I have woken up again, it's like, ah, another day is bearing down on me. What do I need to do? And I'm so lucky. I just have to crawl from my pit and then and make myself in some way presentable for this show, and and hang out with lovely people every morning. I'm so grateful for that. But I do know what it's like as well to just forget about all of the gratitude and just be preoccupied with human nonsense, and that's been that is
mm,
such a thing for so many people. I think we'll come back to that because I think we've got a few questions and comments. I mean, the
mhm.
theme, I think it'd be lovely to have a chat with you today about how people can we'll find out from people how they're going to celebrate Christmas or not this year, and then anything arising, the stresses, the difficulties, the worries, and I know you help people with that kind of stuff, ground them, help them to see things differently. So maybe we could do a little bit of that this morning, and we'll all have a chat and help each out together this morning. If you're dreading Christmas, if you got if you're worries about it not being like it used to be, because what is, let's face it, let's have a chat
Yeah.
about that, everybody. Let's open up and be together and help each other out this morning. Fiona asks, is that where the Miranda donkeys originate? P.S. Bom dia, todos. Very good, Fiona. I don't know if Miranda donkeys come from there. Paul Williams, bright and very calm here in Cabanas de Tavira. It's a lunchtime libation with chums to start the weekend. What an excellent plan, sir. Very good. Lunchtime libation. That's a booze up, isn't it? Louise, bon dia. And Louise is with you. I'm totally with you, she says, on the Christmas malarkey, Jennifer. Taking advantage of the situation, not to be buying into all that stuff that secretly people don't
Yes.
really like or want to do anyway. But so I guess there's a few of you who say, okay, enough's enough. We're not doing that. And that gives other people strength to do it maybe as well. I'm so with
Mm.
you, Jennifer. No commercial BS for me. And so looking forward to the solstice, living in gratitude. Wherever I said on Monday, the age of Aquarius has started. Maybe it really has. Maybe we're all going to be dancing naked around a fire on Monday and giving up on all that commercial stuff that everyone says they don't like anyway. Love it. My grandfather used to congratulate himself on waking up to another day. Good old fashioned business. And I think, was he the cool Italian, Penny? Sounds like a character. Morning from a hazy Castanera de Pera, having our Christmas office do this evening. Oh, the parties are starting, everybody, at the Sapatera bar with the boys. Beer and bifanas. Wow, it sounds like business. Fabulous. A bit of reframing about being grateful to wake up in my warm, cozy bed. That's made my morning. Thanks. Pleasure, Jay.
Oh.
Absolute pleasure. Donada here from Portugal. Lots of love to you in Wales and from Belgium this morning. Bon dia. I feel the same about Christmas as you, Jennifer. You're not alone, are you, Jenny? I mean, I think that you've given everybody the freedom this morning to say ha
Mm.
ha with you.
I hate it. Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it how we want to do it. That's how we've done the rest of the year. Go on, say more.
Yeah, because I know it from my own experience. The first few years where you feel it, but you're not really daring to actually, say, you know what, I prefer to be alone on Christmas because you don't want to hurt the people. And of course, you like to see your family, and sometimes Christmas is the only real chance in the year. But then in retrospective, think about every year when you leave. Do you actually leave with a good feeling, or do you leave more annoyed, absolutely overeaten, with a lot of stuff you don't need, and you already think about how to get rid of this again? um, with, with maybe another argument you had with your cousin. So it is most of the time you go and it's just stress. And
Yeah,
everybody, if so many people feel like this, why don't we all just cancel it and have just a nice time together? If it's just a meal, oh my God. And if it's not being together, if it's just, it's the only 3 days in the year I can be for myself, so leave it to me. That's okay.
that's lovely, lovely. So the permission to have Christmas as you wish it to be has been granted to us
Exactly. Yeah.
fully and freely. The circumstances are allowing that, certainly, aren't they? So for some people, and this has been it with the pandemic generally, isn't it? For the more introverted people, they were when lockdowns came, they were like, "That's okay. That's how I want to live anyway." I know that there is a dark and bad side to that, and
Yeah.
you can't go out if you want to. But actually, for many people, this whole thing this year has kind of validated their view of life, hasn't it, and their experience of life as
Mm.
being quite introverted and quiet. And the world was going in a certain direction that I think is epitomized by Christmas. And the brakes have been put on that, haven't they? And we've been allowed certainly one thing this year people are reassessing their values, just like you're doing for
Mm.
Christmas. I mean, have you finding this with the people you work with? Are a lot of people having breakthroughs and seeing life in a new way?
Yeah, yeah, true. Although I have to say that a lot of people, it's not as if, oh, I'm in lockdown. Oh, I'm enlightened, huh? It's more, uh,
Oh, we're
it's more
totally.
like, like you said it last time. It's more like, oh yeah, I'm in lockdown. Oh, I can look after myself. So first day, I'm gonna eat salad. Okay, second day, I might clean. Third day, I might write a letter to my mom. And fourth day, oh my God, I don't know what to do anymore. That was it. I don't know anymore. So
Yeah,
it's the same with this. So first, you might be, even the introverted people might be, oh yeah, that's nice. That's how I want to live anyway. And then after the first week, you're like, yeah, but I have to admit, it is a bit boring. And then you might start watching binge Netflix or whatever,
yeah,
and trying to keep yourself occupied with most of the time not the really most productive task or thing you're doing. It's most of the time really just, I got told I have to watch my language today, not from you, but so it's something not so productive, let's say.
yeah,
And
yes,
we tend to go in these things to keep ourselves busy, but not with too much, just so your brain is there but not really working. So and this will only work to a certain time. So before this actual change of values and rethinking about life comes, there is this phase of, oh yeah, fun, oh shit, what's going on, okay, might have to double check. And then it's like, ah yeah, actually it's not too bad, actually everything has its bright side, and something I can also profit from.
yes. Balance. Actually, yeah, we'll come back. Penny's put a very interesting comment in. So I don't think we're trying to sort of tell anyone how to do Christmas, but it's just interesting what's coming up for people and what that might mean, and that's what we're discussing. Gail says, "Happy and so grateful to spend my first Christmas in Portugal. That's wonderful. Feliz Natal, boas festas. Free from the pressure of gifts cards that exists in the US. So we're pleased for you, Gail. I'm happy to spend the day with my kittens."
Mm.
Oh, that was a lovely festive scene in my mind's eye. Bon dia, Jenny and Carl from a grey, wet, and miserable London. Morning, Peter. And I hope London is able to cheer up a bit. Lots of lovely things to see in London, aren't they? Get out and about, have a walk if you're allowed to. After 11 years here in Portugal, most days I wake up as the sun comes over the mountaintop and through the window, and I feel like I'm on holiday. Happy holidays, everyone. Cheers, Pete. That sounds wonderful. Gary, who says also it's not Spain. Did I start? I'm in a lot of trouble already talking too much about Spain. Let me say on the record now, Spain is rubbish. Portugal is great. I hope that works. I don't know why Gary said that, but you're right. It's not Spain. And was I singing the praises of Spain again? I'm so sorry. I had my Christmas present the other day. That sounds very austere. I see. I had my Christmas present the other day when I went for a forest walk and reconnected with nature in a big way, like meeting a great friend you haven't seen for a while. Check it out. All these wonderful stories and insights here.
Mm.
Penny, I feel bad now. I love Christmas. Children and grandchildren absolutely make it for me. Nothing better than friends and family around the dinner table. Now, Penny, there is absolutely no need to feel bad. I think what we're talking about here is do Christmas in your way that you love it and being honest about it. So I guess if that's what you love, do it that way. Jenny, if finally people have got license and permission to do it their own way because of what's gone on this year, that's good too, right? I mean, there's no right way, I guess, except the right way being doing it honestly, transparently, vulnerably, doing it in your real and authentic way, as you wish.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also when you feel like you don't like something, or you'd rather, want to pull yourself out a bit, or you want to hug this person, to share it. There's
Yes.
nothing to it. It's also okay. It's better when you say at the dessert, you know what, after this pudding, I think I'm going to go home.
Yes.
Everybody has got more of this, instead of you forcing yourself sitting there another 3 hours because you think they expect that from you.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know that they do? No, you can't really. So it's really so much about being honest to yourself as well,
Mm.
and not having a conversation in order to keep harmony. You go to war with that, even if it's just the war inside yourself, but it's not working. Mm.
Brilliant. So we're talking about authenticity, aren't we? And being true to yourself here. Some of the circumstances of the world have allowed that. Some people are questioning their values as a result of what's gone on. But I'm loving this, Jenny. You know how it might be that we can have those honest conversations with people. I mean, they're a bit overdue, aren't they? And I think things have changed, haven't they? Because instead of getting more whatever stuff, stuff, all those possession, add to your possession bank, as it were. People are saying, "I'll just pay some money to my charity," or, buy, use the money differently, or let's not bother with that. Let's just do token
Mm.
things. I think things have changed over the last few years with that, and people are having more honest Christmases. Do you recommend people are very open and honest at Christmas time, or is that the worst possible time to do it because the stakes are so high?
No, well, I know what you mean, but I think in general you should just be honest, huh? Not just because of the others, much more because of yourself. Sorry, I need to put my charger in.
That's all right.
Um,
I thought you were making a bit of breakfast there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are we talking about the health benefits of honesty here?
I've got health
Yeah.
benefits, but not the
Yeah.
last bit of that.
Are we talking about the health benefits of honesty?
Oh, there's also a health benefit, yeah. And if you think about it, because what it does with you, every time you're dishonest and you say something you're not aligned with in your heart,
Yeah.
so every time this gives you a bit of a heaviness, huh? And it
Mhm.
is as if you lie towards yourself. That's what I meant with at least be honest to yourself. And
Yeah.
others will appreciate that because it makes you so much more authentic as well.
Yeah. Yes. Brilliant.
And
Well, folks.
like you said, yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Like you said, sometimes we are afraid of hurting people
Yeah.
whilst being honest. But if we are honest, and people, they might be a bit at the beginning, but if they rethink it, usually they appreciate your honesty and start being honest towards you as well. They start opening up because they
Yeah.
feel, okay, this person is really honest. It's trustable because it's honest.
Yeah.
You
Very
know,
good. I love
I'm
it.
Yeah, my friends keep on saying to me sometimes, Jen, you know what? You're really harsh. And then I'm saying, no, 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 I'm not harsh. I'm just honest. But a lot of times it's not far away. You know what I mean? It's really close sometimes.
Yes, yeah, indeed, absolutely, absolutely, totally understand that. And maybe we could talk a little bit more how to share without making other people wrong, because that's where it goes wrong, isn't it? Is when
Mm.
other people feel offended or hurt because you
Mm-hmm.
might have phrased it in a way that makes them seem wrong rather than owning
Yes.
it for yourself. But there's more comments coming in. We are here from the UK. We have our meeting at the town hall at midday. Wow, that'll be quite a Christmas present. Applying for residency under
Mm.
the withdrawal agreement. Lockdown was great for me. being alone, but not everyone is like me. I know it's been a very difficult time for some, but it is amazing, Deborah, how many kind of people who I suppose who didn't share the values of mainstream society. I think it's incredible how many of those people there are who did find an upside to what's gone on previously in this year. Gary, Peter responding to Gary's magical moment in the forest. I told you not to eat those magic mushrooms when you were out there, Gary. So, mate, I can imagine. I mean, people like dancing naked around the fire. I can imagine Gary, stripping off and being at one with nature and having his epiphany out there in central Portugal. See your family. Don't see your family. Eat out to help out. Stay in to help out. Relax, don't relax. See three other families, but try not to. Follow the rules. Merry Christmas, Happy Easter. That's where a lot of people are at as well, isn't it? And that, again, I suppose, is why you have to see through, see what the law is, see what the rules are, but make Christmas your own if you possibly can, rather than being a victim of circumstances. It was always a struggle that the family insisted my son has to be there Christmas Eve. He loves to sit in the woods around a fire, and I would sit next to him. And this year I will. Amazing. Yeah, all that pressure. Your dogs are being mentioned. Have you still got the dogs, Jen? And will they have any Christmas treats? Are you giving presents to your dogs this year, Jenny?
Oh, they will get the present they get every week, a big bone, huh? I
Very
can
good.
put some cinnamon on it for Christmas, maybe.
Very, very topical. And I bet someone's going to put in the comments, no, don't give cinnamon to dogs.
Probably. I won't.
He was only joking, everyone. Give yourself permission to be authentic. You can still be kind about it. I'm loving this. Love the sentiment. Thank you for that, Fiona. Love the sentiment of complete honesty, but Christmas is the worldwide peak for murders. Sorry, that's not funny. Sounds a bit risky. Can't wait to join Gary and his mushroom tea. Check it out. I think we've launched a new man's group in the hills of Al Viagra this morning. Deborah, good luck at the town hall today. Yeah, good. Likewise from all the rest of us. Hope you get the Christmas present of residency. Perhaps the officials at the Camera Municipal will be in festive mood for you there today, Deborah. And it will just be an easy formality for you. Will's here, everybody. Hey, Will. I wish that were true. As soon as I try to tell about some of my life chapters, they default to must be a liar. No way that happened. Then it's either trumpet blowing or quiet, frustrated. Never mind. Yeah, I think we've all experienced that at Christmas, haven't we? Never mind. So I don't know. There might be a bit of a coaching opportunity here, Jenny. But I want to go back to you saying there was a big rabbit on the table. Is rabbit a German special at Christmas? Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You usually Is there a different word for a real big rabbit in English? I don't think so. It's still rabbit, isn't it?
I think so. Um,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can't improve on Big Rabbit, I'm afraid. So, Ola, I didn't know that. Ola bon dia from
Mm.
Joe. Hey, Joe, good morning to you and Gary. No person should have to have the trauma of seeing me dancing naked around a fire in a forest. I'm sure that's not true, Gary. For some people, that would be the ideal Christmas present. I should make a change. Right. So, so people know who haven't met you before, Jenny, and before we come back to this sort of being honest at Christmas, honest to yourself, honest to the people around you, you came from the pharmaceutical industry, I understand, and you've had a turnaround.
Mm.
Part of you being in Portugal is to have changed your life completely. Can you tell us a little bit more than that? Because you clearly are somebody who's been honest to yourself. You've chosen a new way of
Mm.
living and being. What happened?
Well, when I was working in the pharmacy in Germany, I kept on having these people in front of me who had issues, and then their body was talking to them. So if you imagine your body as your vehicle for this life, and then so the oil lamp is on, it's flashing, and so
Mm,
they come into the pharmacy and they go like, my oil lamp, I need something. Um, so this point comes in everybody's life. And then usually you look for the quick fix on in front of me in the pharmacy and want something.
mm,
And sooner or later, I've noticed, hold on a minute. It's I think I've started my training for pharmacy, and after about 2 months in the pharmacy, I was like, well, this is definitely not going to be my life. But of course, you take the experience and, and the money you get and blah, blah, blah. And you try to get some insights and blah, blah, blah. But like so many people, like nearly all of us, Carl, we are both in the position we do something we really like doing, but
Mhm.
most of the people are not. And
Yeah.
if this is not, if it's not coherent with your heart and with your true soul, what you're doing, like if you are vegetarian and you keep on slaughtering pigs all day, sooner or later this will make you sick.
Yes.
And it was the same with me. If I'm not really standing behind all this pharmaceutical system and I don't believe in medication as such, which is offered through them, um, and even if I'm there telling you, you know what, Carl, save these $50, go for a dinner with your beautiful lady, and this you will have much more benefit of this than of the pack you're gonna buy now.
Yeah.
Um, you will love it, and you will come back for my honesty because I'm not be shitting around.
Yeah.
Um, but this as well, this is kind of leading you to your own honesty. But I've noticed then I was feeling less and less good. And I felt like I really had to force myself more and more into my own life. And it
Mm.
was just not aligned. And then I've noticed, well, okay, your oil lamp is flashing. Your body is clearly talking to you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to do what you keep on telling all the people? Or are you actually going to do the whole opposite?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I decided not to get any more sick. I decided to decide pro body, pro life, pro honesty. And even if that does mean that your whole belief system is going to crumble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you grow up, it's like, no, you have to have this, you have to have good education, good job, blah, 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 blah. This is how life goes. Life is hard, life is a bitch, no pain, no gain. All these core beliefs, you're like, no, it's like that. I'm not allowed to have fun at work. That's not how it goes. It's still
Yeah.
work. That's why it's called like this and not fun. But that's bullshit. Like, oh, again. Sorry.
It's okay. We're excusing you because you're German. You're allowed to say the scheiße early early in the morning. It's a cultural thing, everybody. But sorry if you are offended. Go on.
Sorry, really sorry. So, I think what we need in order to actually have a moment of clarity to see what we want is that we
Mm.
need to step out of this wheel just for at least brief second. You know that when you are on your 3 week annual holiday, you usually get sick because it's the first time where your body has actually a chance to recover, to have a
Yeah.
break, to be sick. The rest of the times you're just pushing it away, and then you go like, "Oh, my whole holiday, I've had a flu. Great. Yeah, go on. Next year you get another 3 weeks. Let's see how you're doing there, huh?" So,
Yeah.
and that is just the whole system is not really rewarding, eh? And it's not the even having a paycheck at the end of the month is not really paying for the energy you put in it because you're not even having fun. You go to work with a face every morning. You might even already have a bit of a funny belly when you go to work. Well, this is your body clearly telling you, I don't know, but that's nothing for us.
Yeah.
So, and of course, it takes time and usually a break in order to see this. So,
Yes.
what other cultures have, what we are missing, is this going out in nature, going out, have your time for yourself to actually revalue. Is what I've learned that is my opinion. Is that really my opinion? Or is
Yeah.
that just something somebody told me?
Yeah.
And then you challenge these things, you come back and you found out, no, I think this is more my truth. And then it's about having the balls or not in order to go this way. But it's much more, let me tell you this from experience, guys, even though it doesn't look like it, but it's much more energy consuming to suppress all this that's all in you and go ahead, fake your life instead of really sit down, cry, scream, whatever, but have a look there what your body is trying to tell you. And once you went through, let's say, 2 or 10 minutes of not feeling really good, might be 2 months, whatever, but in comparison of your whole lifetime, you will be really positively surprised what's actually waiting for you once you are honest to yourself, and what's the payback for it.
Beautiful. And you help people do this, don't you? I mean, that's a lot of people have had to do this alone, haven't they, in the past? And I just think there are
Mm.
more and more people on the other side of that as examples, I suppose, who've broken away from the matrix. And you actually help people, don't you, in central Portugal? Take them out for a walk or whatever, and coach them, assist them in this process, because it can be scary, I think, to do it alone, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And
Mm.
then, when you're alone, it's always this tiny little voice, which is mostly your ego that is afraid to lose its throne, that's
Yeah,
saying, oh, no, 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 let's rather do it like we always did it. At least we know it, we survived with it.
yeah,
It's always this. And when we are in fear, when we're thinking in fear, we are only acting with our primal brain. And our
yeah,
primal brain got all its resources when we were about 5 to 8, which is not a really good time because our resources have been really limited. But
yeah.
now we're big. We might have not consciously really grown more resources, but we can. We now have the capacity. So you might even have a little look see into another option. It's all about trial and error. We need to know who we not are in order to know who we are. So try it. Try if you like bungee jumping. If not, that's okay. Try if you like drawing. If not, that's okay. If you are somebody who rather is on its own on Christmas, that's okay. If you're somebody who spends rather the time with its family, have all the Christmas presents under the Christmas tree, that's also okay. We're all different. That's the beauty of it.
Yes, but do it your way, I guess. And yeah, the shock horror news there is that our lives might still be run by a 5 or 8 year old.
Yes, yes, because that
Oh
is what
dear.
all your decisions you're taking. It's only 5% of that is conscious. The rest is more or less remote control from a deep programming you get when you're really, really little.
Yikes! I can't believe
Yes,
my
it's
life
the
might be run by a 5 year old. My wife might disagree with that, and she can see a lot more of me behaving like a 5 year old, I suspect. Thomas says, Thomas Judge, bon dia to you, Thomas. Would it be hair? I did think, is the big rabbit the hare? But I'm thinking that's going to be a sinewy beast to eat. But anyway, sorry to you vegetarians and vegans. Carl, you must be able to think of a big rabbit, hare, Gary. Yes, but I don't. Is it hair that is it? That's the traditional German speciality. I don't know. Deborah, I'm
I
an
don't know the
artist
word.
because what is it in German? What do you call it in German?
Kaninchen.
Kaninchen.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Deborah, I'm an artist. Because of COVID, I decided to make artwork out of natural materials to be shown outdoors in nature. Nice. It has been the most successful artwork I've ever produced. The work is now touring, and yesterday I got a private commission from a private buyer. Sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. I'm not sure what that I would have changed my art practice unless forced to. Amazing. Rolling with life circumstances there. Brilliant, Deborah. Jennifer, ice spine? No.
No, no.
Okay. I love the analogy of the oil lamp. So true. Yeah, it is the dashboard warning, isn't it, that people can ignore, and then the 5 year old or the 8 year old says, "Nope, I have to keep going to be a good boy or a good girl. I have to keep going
Yes.
despite the flashing light." Someone might ask me what I was wearing because it needed ironing. That's Gary talking about being naked. He's enjoying talking about being naked, which is great. I think we've had a breakthrough, Gary, this morning. She swears nearly as much as me, says Will. Vehicle for life. I wish the vehicle I'd been given to move through life had been more like a Nissan 360. My body is in line with a Honda Civic with a broken wing mirror and a heater that's a bit dodgy. I'm sure that's an exaggeration, Deborah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Our bodies are so miraculous in their own right. We don't have to take care of so many things, do we? I mean, you don't have to think about breathing, do you? You don't have to think about your heart beating, whatever it is, 40,000 times a day. It is just the most incredible miracle that we're wandering about in on this planet.
Yes. But we take it a lot for granted, huh?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when do you actually close your eyes and lie down, or really just sit somewhere when you have a minute and close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly and feel your heartbeat and be thankful towards your body that he does that. He's giving you the
Yeah.
best performance no matter what you put in him. So even if
Yeah.
you have a great wine tasting night, still in the morning, he's going to make sure that you will be able to be rise and shining here in the Good Morning Show and,
Yeah.
not lying still in bed. So your body it's the vehicle that gives you this chance to perform the best way in this life, and it's always there for you. So be thankful. And what she just wrote with the I wish I would have got a better vehicle. You got the Lamborghini, honey. It's
Oh
just
yes.
about maintaining.
Yeah. Absolutely, and it's what's under the hood that counts, and then getting rid of what you're carrying about in the boot unnecessarily. Can you eat hairs? I've not thought about it before. I'm sure you could, and I'm sure if I was a German child, I would be making that joke every Christmas dinner. Mum, there's a hair in my food. You know. Uh, Yep, we need to acknowledge what we don't want, but work toward what we truly want. Okay, so what I was, I think this is possibly the Christmas gift we're talking about is people giving themselves the present of being honest and authentic and having the Christmas they want to have, which sounds fantastic. And there was this theme of how to have those conversations with people. I don't know if we conclude with that, but I also don't want to rob you of anything else you wanted to say, Jennifer. We've made it up as we've gone along in a minute. With the
Mm.
comments it's so far. But have I stopped you sharing a message or wanting to share anything that you had in mind?
Yeah, well, there was just this last comment. Let me
Mm.
see it again. Can I see it? Can you read it
About
again,
the
or can
volume,
you get it in again?
that one.
No, next one.
Oh, this one. Yeah, we need to acknowledge what we
Ah,
don't want, work
yeah,
towards what we
yeah,
truly want. Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So there was just picking up something I think you were asking earlier as well, that I do help people to actually find out what it is that you truly want.
Yeah.
Because with all the child in us and all the want to be loved and all the want to do it all right and am I okay like I am? And all these really big questions, they are in your head and they all come up when you start doubting the way you do it currently. Then it's really hard, like we said earlier, if you go through this on your own, it might give you 10 times one step forward, two steps back. And that
Mm.
might demotivate you again. And then you go like, oh, you know what? This is so hard. I'd rather do it like I'm used to. And
Yeah.
then you turn 50 and then you think, okay, it's been working the last 50 years. You know what? I'm not going to bother doing it for the last 30. But that's
Yes.
bullshit. Oh, again. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
So,
Carry on. We're used to you now.
um, okay, great. So, it is as well to find then encouragement in when you do these steps, like we've been saying earlier. Do you think you can be honest with these others? Try
Yeah.
it. There might be two who won't like you for doing this, but there might be three who would love you even more for doing this. And
Yeah.
this time is also a time of sorting out friends. It is like this. So
Mm.
your whole life will change, but it's too big for one step. And it would be too terrifying if it would be from today till tomorrow. It's
Mm.
little steps, and that's the beauty. Imagine yourself like an onion and you unfold. You take all the little layers away, all the tiny ones, little by little, until you get there. But
Yeah.
the interesting thing is, once you open this door, you're not going to go back. You can't. Even sometimes your body won't let you. Your body will give you clear signs once you connect with it. And it's not about studying or whatever. Your body speaks a clear language. It's a matter
Oh,
of understanding it. Because nobody tells us this. We learn German, we learn English, we learn French, we learn Spanish, we all learn all the language, but not the one of our body. And
yeah.
this
Amazing.
relationship is the most important you will have in your life, even though this nobody tells you. They tell you, go, 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 honey bunny, when you're 7, check that you find a nice dude you're gonna marry when you're 20, and then that's it. You're safe then. From then, you're safe. Huh? Okay, no. I've noticed it didn't work out like this, and maybe some other did. Um, so I help people to find out what it is that they truly want.
Yeah.
What is that one voice that is actually talking to me in my favor, and not the little devil on the left and the angel on the right, and then they're having this fight again. And who of all these 49 voices is me then? Is the
Yeah.
one that's working in my favor?
Yeah.
And I think nature helps us with this as well. Being out in nature, and it's just one of a lot of things, but I think it's one of the most beautiful ways to go out in nature and reconnect. And when was the last time you hugged a tree? It sounds super stupid and it will feel super weird, but once you do, okay, maybe the first two times are still going to be a bit weird, depending if somebody passes or not, but you will see how energetically they are.
Yeah. And
And
yeah,
if you think,
it's going to
yeah,
look especially weird for Gary if he's naked hugging a tree. People will wonder what he's up to. But don't let that stop you, Gary. Don't let that stop you, anybody. Go hug a tree. That is the homework from today's show. Go hug a tree, even if it's your Christmas tree. And then you can explain to the other people in your household why you're hugging your Christmas tree. It's not quite the same, is it? But the
no, and
but
I was just thinking it could be a
well,
bit needly, a bit like an acupuncture maybe,
yeah,
or Christmas tree.
executed by the lights as well. Actually, don't hug your Christmas tree, everybody. Go outside, hug a proper one. Fiona says, I'd really like to connect with Jenny. Can you tell me how, please? I'm thinking as friends and possible collaborators. I've got to go now. Got a client call at 10. Please, someone PM me or pop a link here and I'll check later. Love to all. Love to you, Fiona. Look up HoliHealthy on Facebook. That was the best way last time. Is that still the case, Jenny?
Yeah, that's still the
Yeah.
case, and I'll give her a message later on.
All right, fabulous. Antonio is saying bon dia to you. Gary is urging people, buy yourself a Christmas tree, book a walk with Jennifer Barraccu. He's that your marketing department. Fantastic. Mind the
That's my
splinters.
manager.
Yes, mind the splinters, Gary. Absolutely. Gary is really taking a lot of heat this morning. And Lenja says, wow, yes, the body works unconditionally. Never thought about that. Yeah, it's lovely to have these little sort of reminders, isn't it? Jenny, I like to read Alan Watts, Become What You Are. Yeah, one of the great spiritual teachers, eh? Alan Watts, fabulous. And what a lovely voice to listen to as well, if you can hear his original recordings. Is nakedness a requirement when hugging a tree? I'm worried now. Yeah, absolutely, Deborah. No, it's not actually. Jenny's saying it's not. I'm saying it is. Jenny's saying it's not. I
No.
Go on. I
What?
on the show naked. Do you know what's he called? Bosch. The guy who does the getting very authentic by being naked in these workshops in the Alentejo and or the Algarve. And I interviewed him one morning and I thought, okay, well, he's doing these naked workshops for authenticity. It's best that I be naked as the presenter. So there I am, sat naked, and he turns up. He's got clothes on. And I said, hold on a minute. Well, no, you have to, go with the flow. For me, it was right to wear clothes this morning. It might have been okay for you,
I
but anyway, enough of the
love
preoccupation
this
with.
guy.
Finally, then, these awkward conversations. All right, this is a time of year possibly for awkward conversations. You've given us the light at the end of the tunnel. Being more authentic, being more honest, being more transparent, living your life on your terms, how you really want to. How do you manage those awkward conversations with people, and kind of earn their trust, not make them wrong, etc. Jenny, should we role play it?
No, we're not gonna role play it, but I'm gonna tell you about it.
Go on then. We're not going to role play it. Finally,
just one little,
go on.
just one little thing for the nakedness as a requirement. No, not at all. You can if you want, but what would be a really beneficial thing to do if you hug a tree? Exactly, barefoot. Barefoot is the thing. If you can be barefoot and hug this tree, you have both the connection through your hands, through your feet. That's perfect. So the energy can flow all
Yeah.
around your body through the tree. That's perfect. Yeah.
And there are things that can bite you here in Portugal. So don't hug a tree naked. Barefoot's probably good enough. You don't want to be
Yeah.
explaining that. You don't want to be explaining what happened with you and the Asian hornet in the forest. So Go on. So finally, the authentic conversation, or the processionary
Yes.
caterpillar. Anyway, yes, approaching these awkward conversations. It can be a time of the year when we see people we don't ordinarily see. How do you share your truth successfully and avoid what Will was talking about earlier on, and an awkward atmosphere?
Well, first, I think it's important for yourself if you feel like an impulse of, oh my God, this is something that really triggered me there, and I want to say something, and you feel it's sort of like an anger. Maybe take a few deep breaths before you address something in order to get this emotion out.
Yeah.
Because then you will be most likely hurting somebody, and that's not your goal. You want to be honest with yourself from
Oh,
that
we got a free.
whilst you
There we go.
communicate that. So please take a moment how to approach this. So take a deep breath. And when you talk about things, don't forget we all have our own perspective. So it's
Mhm.
absolutely okay, Carl, if you don't feel good at the moment with us talking about being naked hugging trees. That is okay. I understand. When you would like to approach that, it's recommendable that you speak from yourself. So
Mm.
even when you think, ah, my wife burned the carrots from the Christmas meal, you're not going to
Yeah.
say, you burned the carrots. You would say, oh, honey, in my, from my
Oh no! I'm never going to find out how to criticize my wife's cooking now. Oh dear. But I think you got the gist of that. I think owning it, like taking responsibility for your communication, that's the way forward. Let us know how you get on with that. And on behalf of Jenny, there, I'm going to wish you a superb Christmas. And the present, perhaps, is you unwrapping yourself and unwrapping those layers and discarding it like unwanted Christmas paper of the layers of personality that no longer serve you in life. So I'm saying it like I'm not going to see you, but just from this context, the conversation with Jenny this morning is that's the Christmas gift. I think I'm right in saying both of us would want to give you. So yeah, those layers, those wrapping papers of the wrapping paper of life, of personality that you want to be free of. 2020, a great year to do that. Stick it on a fire. Whether it be your solstice fire or your December the 25th fire, burn it up, let it go, and have beautiful conversations coming from love and not emotion, as she said there, with people around a beautiful festive Christmas table. What a better Christmas than that, folks? We're here quite late tonight. I'll say goodbye to Jenny and thank her, and thank you for being with us this morning. Absolutely fantastic. Be careful if you're going naked in the woods. Bye for now. Oh, we'll see you tonight for the Expat Man Cave. Naked or not naked, I'm wondering. Ciao for now.